Hi, you're with Chandeep at Goodly once again, and in this video I'm going to talk about custom formatting in Power BI. Now, if you've come from Excel and if you've been using Excel avidly, I'm sure you already understand what custom formatting is. The same custom formatting has been carried forward in Power BI as well. Unfortunately, it's not as rich as it is in Excel, but it kind of works pretty well in Power BI too. In this particular video, I want to talk about what exactly is custom formatting and a couple of interesting examples of adding custom formatting to your calculations and to your measures. No further ado, let's begin. Alright, I'm in Power BI and that's where I have created a very simple pivot table. We have the year, we have the month and total profit. Now total profit is not a meaningful calculation, it's just a randomized number that sometimes shows a positive number, sometimes it shows a negative number. Any which ways. Now before I start talking about the examples of custom formatting, it's important for you to understand where is it and what is the syntax that you use to create your own custom formats. Now to be able to work with custom formats, you'll have to go over to the modeling panel right here. And then over here select your calculation on which you're trying to apply the custom format, select that, and at the bottom where you have the format, which is where you can go pick up something like a custom. Now once you pick up a custom format, there are a few preset formats that you can use from. You can also write your own custom formatting string. The first thing that I would like to talk about is what is the syntax in which you write your own custom formatting string. Alright, when it comes to syntax, custom formatting has got three parts. It's got a positive, then it's got negative, then it's got zero. Let's just go take a look at the problem that we're trying to solve here. So our profit can either be a positive number, it can definitely be a zero, it can also be a negative profit number. Now the way that I'd like to show my profit on the screen is that any positive number should be one decimal place, any negative number should also be one decimal place, but the negative numbers should surround themselves in the parentheses of the brackets and the zeros can be just written as it is. How do I do that using custom formatting? Now if I just go over to my model view right here, select my calculation, I go pick up something like a custom format and start to write my custom format in that particular box right here. And the way that I'm going to write it is going to be in the same sequence order as I described. So positive formatting first, then the negative formatting, and then the zeros formatting. That's how the order is aligned. So the way that I would write it is that I will write 0.0. Now why do I write 0.0? 0 technically means any number, and because I don't really know what the exact profit is going to be, so I say it could be any profit, but I just want 0.0. The first part of this particular code, short code that we are going to write, is a positive code, and that is what is going to apply to all the positive numbers. We then move ahead and we start writing the code for a negative number. But how will Power BI understand that the positive coding has just finished and we are now starting with the negative code? You supply a semicolon here to divide the parts of the code. So once you provide a semicolon, it means that the positive part has ended and the negative part has begun. Now, how do we want to format our negative numbers? I would like to write the negative numbers as in the brackets, of course. So I will put 0.0 in the brackets, and that is the format for the negative numbers. Now, if you were working in Excel, you could have had the option to also supply a color, maybe a red color or any other color in case you have a negative number. But that's not there in Power BI, and that's where I said that the custom formatting in Excel is far richer as compared to in Power BI. But it sort of works. So first is positive, then we have negative, and now we move on to the zeros, part of formatting. If I put another semicolon right here, and if I just write anything else, that actually belongs to zero. So first part positive, then negative, and then zero. That's how you write it. And if you kind of commit to this particular thing, and if I go now take a look at my profit right here, all the positive profits are just again one decimals. The negative profits are also one decimals, but the bracket is around that. And there is no zero here, but in case I had a zero, it would just be shown as a zero right there. Alright, a few more points on the syntax of custom formatting. Now it's not essential, it's not a mandate for you to be able to write all the three parts of the code, which is positive, negatives and zeros. You can just write the first part, which is the positive part of the code, and that automatically applies to the negative numbers and to the zeros as well. So even if I cancel this particular thing out and I did not write explicitly what is the way that my negative numbers and my zeros are going to be formatted, this is still going to work and the results are just going to be fine as well. And you can see that the negative numbers do come with a minus sign and they are in just one decimal places, so it actually works. The second very important thing to understand is that custom formatting is just a way to present data on the screen. It's not going to have any impact on the actual number. It will not change the underlying data. It will just change the way it looks on the screen. The other thing that I want to talk about is that how would you get to know that what a 0 would mean or what a pound sign would mean and things like that. Now, Microsoft has given pretty exhaustive documentation on what are the different characters and symbols that you can use inside of custom formatting and how are they going to impact the way the data is going to take a look at it on the screen. I'm going to leave a link to that. Please take a look at that as well. Now let's just move on to a few interesting examples of custom formatting. Alright, the first example that I want to talk about is on working capital days calculation. I've written a random measure to calculate any random number which says what is my working capital days. Now, I don't really want to write the number as it is. Maybe my requirement is to write the word days as a suffix after the actual number. So I don't really want to write 90. I want to write 90 days, 54 days, so on and so forth. How do I do that? If you don't know the trick of custom formatting, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your measure, and in the measure you concatenate the word days after your calculation. What this is actually going to do is, although this is going to get the job done, but your calculation, which was either earlier returning a numeric result, has now been converted into a text field. Now, because this is text, any calculations which are linking to this particular number are all going to stop working because you can't really do anything with the text. This is no more a number. So let's just kind of solve this using custom formatting. I'm going to get rid of this and get it back to the number format that it was earlier, and let's just go solve this using custom formatting. So I'm just going to come here, select my working capital days, and instead of applying a whole number here, I'm going to apply a custom format, and I will start to write my own format. So 0 is fine. 0 means any number, and after that I want to write DAYS. I press enter, and you can see that it also shows me a little preview at the bottom. If I go take a look at my calculation now, it gives me that thing. Now, do not get mistaken that this is now converted into a text. This is still a number, but custom formatting has changed the way the data looks to us on the screen. Now, even if we kind of link any particular calculation to WCDA's calculation, it is still going to work fine because this is not really a text. It's just appearing as a text, but not really a text. If I now go take a look at the other calculation right here, which is where I have WC days and I have divided that by 365, that's a calculation that I'm doing, which is where I'm referring to WC days. I drag that in my pivot table, and this still works fine because this is no more a text, this is still a number. Alright, my second example has to do with presenting zeros in your data. So take a look, I have this total profit calculation, which is where I am just either representing a 1, 2, or a 0 right here. Like just a few numbers, but there are definitely zeros right here. But I don't really want to display the 0 as it is. I maybe instead want to display a dash, right? Now again, if you literally do some if-based logic to identify if that is a 0 and then write dash over there, again it's going to turn it out into a text calculation, which is not going to be working if you are linking that calculation to any other calculation further. Alright, so what do? We go back to the custom formatting right here. We select our profit and start to write. So I've already selected custom right here. I'm going to start writing my custom format. The positive number is going to be like the way it is, so 0. The negative number maybe perhaps will come like a negative number, so minus 0, so dash 0. And if there is a 0, which is the last part of custom formatting, I will just write a dash, right? Even if you wanted to write a literal 0, Z-E-R-O, you can do that, and that's not going to be a text, by the way. But I just want to write dash for now. I'm good with that. I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to go back and take a look at how my data looks, and my data looks just fine. These are not really a text value. This is actually still a 0, but just appearing as a dash. Alright, that was all about custom formatting. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you have any questions around this. I'd be glad to reply. I'm also going to leave a link to the dated article that I wrote about Excel custom formatting, and you can also take a look at that if you feel like. And in the end, a quick shout about my DAX and my Power Query courses in case you are starting out with Power BI and you want help right from scratch to learn Power Query or with DAX, building up the fundamentals first and then proceed on to solve more challenging, more sophisticated problems of your own data. I would highly recommend that you take a look at my courses. It's going to be highly beneficial. Thanks so much, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers. Bye.